Hey guys, Katie Vibes here. Welcome back to my channel. I probably should be doing this in a standing position. That's a weird way to say it. But you know what? I kind of sort of just woke up and I'm feeling kind of lazy and my back hurts. And I'm cuddling with a bunch of dogs right now, so why would I ever possibly want to get up? So yeah, here we are. We're gonna be doing this in my bed. We're gonna be making a video in bed, and honestly, it's kind of the move. I kind of like this. This may become a thing. All right, seriously though, guys, this is a very serious topic that we are going to talk about, and I'm sure you already know a lot of the facts because it's kind of all over the place. Um, Obviously, something tragic happened yesterday. Whether you like Trump or not, it was still a very tragic event because a lot of people were impacted. A lot of people are going to have to grieve. A lot of people are going to have to come to terms with what happened. A lot of people are probably going to need therapy from what happened. And an innocent person died and two were critically injured. So, whether you like Trump or not, that is totally not the discussion we are having. Because personally, I don't think Trump deserves to be president. If Trump becomes president, indirectly, he will be the reason for millions of innocent women's death, as well as the just absolute hell that millions of children will have to live through that otherwise wouldn't have to live through. But that's neither here nor there. I don't like Biden either. Everybody always assumes, like, if you don't like Trump, you have to like Biden. That is not the case. If you put a sushi roll in front of me and you put a raw eel in front of me, I don't want either one. I'm not eating either. I'm not even going to try either one. I do not like raw seafood. I do not. I do not get it, and I will not touch it. So, no. I do not want the sushi roll. I do not want the eel. I do not want Biden. I do not want Trump. I thought you guys should probably see more of the puppies. It's a tough talk, so. What we're talking about happened in Pennsylvania. That's where I'm from. It's where I grew up, where I was raised, and in Pennsylvania yesterday on Saturday the 13th, 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks decided he was going to attempt to kill former President Trump. And he did not succeed, which is a good thing. As much as I do not think he should be president, I don't think he should die either. So I'm going to say it's a good thing that he did not succeed. The sad thing, though, is that, somebody died. Two people were critically injured, and also Thomas died as well. Thomas Crooks died. And I know a lot of people are probably thinking, well, good, he deserves to die, right? He put himself in that situation, and he did. And I can't say for sure, but I'm going to speculate that he knew damn well most likely he wasn't going to survive what happened. The odds of surviving an assassination attempt on a president, or former president, or soon-to-be president, what's the word I'm looking for? Like when you're, like, competing to be the president? I don't know what I'm trying to think. Like, the I don't know. Either way, most likely you're not going to survive something like that. So most likely I'm going to assume he knew that he would probably not make it out of there alive, and yet he decided it was important enough that he needed to try to do it. And I want to talk about this from, I think, a direction a lot of other people aren't talking about it. So let's get the information that we have out there. They did find this is where it gets a little blurry for me because different news outlets have said different things. I have heard in his car were explosives. I've heard explosive materials to make explosives, and then I've heard suspicious materials. So, I don't know. Kind of sounds like there were explosives in the car, or at least things that could be put together to then create an explosive. So either way, there was not so great stuff. So maybe he thought that there could be a way out of this, that somehow he would have gotten off that roof before Secret Service got up to him, and that, I don't know, I don't know. It's so, you can't even really speculate, is this a sound mind that, made these choices? Probably not. Can I say for sure that mental illness plays a part in this? No, but it's highly probable that mental illness played a role in this. Something was going on in that kid's head, and because of it, people died, including himself. And again, I think a lot of people are going to say, well, he deserved to die, and I'm not going to say he did or he didn't, but I will say this: before you post anything online, keep in mind there are people that love him. not loved, still do love him. He had a father, for example. Think about what his father is going through. Not only did he lose his son, not only will he forever be known as the father of this person, but he's also going to have to face a lot of hell himself. Because unfortunately, people just love to come up to their own conclusions and come up with their own assumptions, and people are probably going to assume, oh, he gave him the gun. Oh, he pushed him to this. Oh, he put these ideas in his head. Oh, it's probably his idea. They're just going to assume these things about his father for no reason, with no evidence of any of that. But unfortunately, that's just what people do. So this man is going to probably go through a lot of shit. I mean, who knows? Like, he could lose friends over this. He could lose his own family over this. This poor man is going to suffer. As a direct result of what his son did, he's going to have to suffer as well. And even if he doesn't lose his friends and family, even if people don't come after him for this, he still lost his son. Even if his son did something horrible, he still lost his child. That's still his child. I think we all assume that if we love somebody and they do something horrific, we just cut ties and lose all feeling for them, right? Well, I think if you're a normal human being, you know that's not the case. I mean, have you ever been in love and the person cheated on you? Do you just stop loving them as soon as they cheat? I wish. Sure as hell make it a lot easier, right? Be a lot less heartbreak and honestly a lot less violence. So a lot of people do a lot of violent things out of jealousy and out of heartbreak. So it just doesn't work that way. Perfect example, the first person I was ever in love with, he is now currently in prison, and he's serving a life sentence plus an additional 50 years for a very horrific crime that he committed. It was senseless, it was brutal, it was disgusting, and I was actually on his side until, hearing what I heard and finding everything out, in court, and I still have love for him. I will always have love for him. And it pains me to know that he is going through this and that he will forever be stuck in prison for what he did. Do I hate him for what he did? 100%. Do I not agree with what he did? 100% I don't. But I still have love for him. It still pains me to know he took this route, he took this path, when he could have done anything else. All my top teeth are fake because of my ex-husband. My ex-husband abused the hell out of me. But guess what? I will always have love for him. If he called me and said, hey, either you answer this next phone call from me or I'm gonna get shot in the head, I would answer that phone call in a heartbeat. Hell no, I would not miss that phone call for any reason. Just because he put me through hell does not mean I just automatically stop caring. So just because Thomas Matthew Crooks did this, unfortunately he did it with his father's gun, with his father's rifle, that does not mean his father is not going to feel the pain of a loss of a child, especially so suddenly. This was a sudden thing. This was a tragic thing. This is devastating for a lot of people. And in the end, I'm going to show a photo, by the way. So if you do not want to see anything gruesome, then perhaps close your eyes for a minute. I'll tell you when to reopen your eyes. Are your eyes closed? Okay, here we go. So this is a photo of Thomas Matthew Crooks. He was shot and killed by a Secret Service agent. Unfortunately, he was able to get off multiple rounds before that, but this is a photo of him dead. Okay, you can open your eyes now and take the picture off. I think we need to remember that a lot of people were impacted by this. It's not just Trump who had to survive this, and I'm sure, of course, he's acting brave in the media, but I'm sure he's shook up from it. I mean, who wouldn't be, right? If he's not shook up from it, then he is a psychopath, and even more reason why he shouldn't be president, okay? Again, I don't think Biden should be president. I don't think Trump should be president. I don't think either one should be president. Just want to make that abundantly clear. His family is going through it. His wife is going through it. His kids are going through it. All of the people who attended are going through it. The people who are critically injured are going through it. Those people's families and friends are going through it. And then the person who died, his entire family, all of his friends, his colleagues, they will be going through it. From what the person's wife said, he was shielding his family's body when he died. That means that if he had not done that, there's a good chance his wife or his children would have died instead. That man is a hero. And I hope someday in the future, his family is able to look back and find some sort of comfort in knowing that their father, their friend, their son, their husband is a hero. He died a hero. He died protecting his loved ones. He died a true man, a real man. And it's so sad that an innocent life is over. For what? This guy, Crooks, he didn't even do what he set out to do. Instead, he just devastated the lives of hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, directly and indirectly. And I think we need to take a moment to remember that. And I have not yet once seen anybody talk about what a hero the man who died is. And so I just want to make it very clear that that man did die a hero. And I am so sorry for what his friends and his family are going through. I am deeply, deeply sorry for your loss. I had to lose my dad in a very sudden and semi-violent way. Watched his body be carried out in a body bag, and it's traumatic, it's horrible, it is awful, and it's nothing that a child should ever have to go through. A lot of people need to remember that and need to give respect to the families that are dealing with this at the moment. She's so cute, I had to get it. From experience, I have been in an active shooting experience. And from experience, I can tell you it is not a joke. I have also been in a situation where there was the potential of an active shooting. In the one that did not end up being a shooting event, I was handed a semi-automatic rifle, and I was told when the door comes down, you start shooting because it's us or them. So the more that shoot on our side, the more likely we are to survive. So I have been through a lot. I started doing drugs when I was 13 years old. I started with ecstasy. It was the first thing I did. I hadn't even drank yet. I hadn't had any weed. I hadn't smoked a cigarette. I just went right into ecstasy. And so I have been through a lot. I have been through hell and back. And I have become very cold because of everything I've gone through. Like, I kind of had to as like a defense mechanism, I guess you could say. But a lot of the people that were there that day, they don't have that defense mechanism. There's a good chance that most of them, if not all of them, have never even been in a scenario even close to that, let alone one where there was an active shooter and people were dying and people were getting shot and people were screaming and there was just pure chaos. So keep in mind, these people are going to have to go through some serious, serious hell. They're going to have to probably get some therapy. And that doesn't make them weak-minded by any means. Until you've been in an active shooting experience, like, you do not get to talk down to how somebody handles that. Now, if somebody goes off the deep end and decides to go shoot somebody because of it, then okay, then we can judge a little bit. But people that need to get therapy from this, do not try to insult them. Just because that's not something I did, I definitely should have. But just because it's not something I did does not mean that it's not the right path to go down, because it most definitely is. And I hope that everybody that had to experience this firsthand gets the help that they need and are able to recover from it physically and mentally. I think that a lot of people are going to look for answers, of course, because we're going to want to know, why did this happen? Why did Thomas Crooks do this? What pushed him to this point? And obviously, I don't know if he had a mental illness. I don't know what his life was like. I don't know if he was ever bullied. But this is a photo of him, and I'm just going to be very blunt here. People that look like him, they tend to be people that were bullied in school. Now, again, I don't know for a fact if that ever happened to him, but I want to make it abundantly clear that bullying has a massive impact on people, and it does not make them weak-minded. First off, keep in mind that typically when somebody's being bullied, they're just a child. They don't have those, I guess, those mechanisms in place to keep them from getting hurt from being bullied. They're not mentally there yet where they can realize, hey, these people are saying this, but it doesn't matter. Now, as we get older, we know that, right? But as a child, you don't really know that. You don't understand why people are treating you that way. You don't understand why you're the one being picked on, why you're different, why people don't want to be your friend. You don't understand why everybody else gets to have fun while you're all alone. I was bullied as a kid, and it changed me for the worst. It made me a very hate-filled person. I am extremely lucky that I did not go down a path that a lot of bullied people do, which is becoming mass shooters. A lot of mass shooters were bullied. And does that make me weak-minded? No, I was a child. I've come to terms with that. I am now a very confident person. I have a lot of self-esteem. I'm very positive. I really want to be a counselor, and eventually I want to be a therapist because I want to help others that are going through what I had to go through because I didn't get help. Instead, I went down the wrong path. I went down a path of violence, a path of hatred. I went down a path of just being cold and resentful and negative and mean and nasty. I was a terrible person growing up. I hurt people because I was hurt. And so I wanted other people to hurt too. And that is horrible. I think people really need to take a step back and realize just how dangerous bullying can be. Again, I don't know if this person, if Crooks was bullied, I don't know. But he does fit the profile of a person that was bullied in his younger years. So, if you know your kid is bullying somebody, you need to take that very seriously. Now, I've used the joke, let's bring bullying back, and I do think some people are so weird. We got perfect example.
ADHD said not today.
This comment says you actually need help and need to see a psychologist. Cover your ears, kids.
No.
I'm about to scream.
Time to turn down the volume.
Don't assume we're not! Don't assume we're not! Shut the fuck up!
Hi, my name is Newt. I'm an alter in a dissociative identity disorder system. And we have some really exciting news to start off 2023. We were invited to a meet and greet. So our system, along with systems like the A system, Fragmented Psyche, Lin Shay system, Clover's Treehouse, there's so many different systems.
So when people use the let's bring bullying back joke, I think it's funny. And I'm a victim of bullying. I know how horrible bullying is. I don't actually mean it. I think there are better ways to deal with people that act like that. I believe a lot of that is mental illness, and a lot of it is that, it's so cool to be quirky and different and crazy and weird and all that stuff. So there are much better ways to deal with those people than bullying them. So if you know your kid is bullying someone, please take it seriously and correct it immediately, because you do not know what your child is pushing somebody else towards doing. Now, does that excuse his behavior? No. Also, watch what we say about Crooks, because he has people who love him, people who are not expecting this from him. Just think before you speak on this. The very first post I saw on Facebook was somebody saying, if you're celebrating what happened yesterday, delete me now. And immediately I said, I don't think Trump should be president. I also don't think Biden should be president. I don't like either of them. But anybody that celebrates somebody's death is just not a good person. I don't even think we should celebrate when a serial killer is killed. Okay? Unless you are an actual victim, or, your loved one was a victim, which in turn makes you an indirect victim. I don't think random people should be celebrating that. For example, when Ted Bundy died, he was electrocuted on a Friday in the electric chair, and people held up signs saying, "Yay, it's Friday." Even though he did horrific things, his loved ones are also impacted by this. A mother lost a child, a sibling lost a sibling, people lost somebody they loved. Again, the person I was in love with did something horrific. And I hate that part of him, but I will always have love for him, for the person that I knew before those horrific events. So just try and think about what you say before you say it when it comes to stuff like this. I feel like this is such a very sensitive topic in so many different ways. I don't know. I just wanted to kind of rant about all that and kind of look at all of this from a different standpoint, because I'm sure a lot of people are using this as a very political stance, and Oh god. And the post that I saw, people were like, legends never die, Trump's a legend. Like, shut up. The dude just missed. If he shot him, straight in the forehead and it went through his brain and then Trump survived, you can say all you want that Trump is a legend, because that would be crazy cool. He got shot in the ear. Okay, he's not a legend. I'm sorry. Like, come on. He's not a legend because he got shot in the ear. I know people who got shot in their stomach. I know somebody that got shot all over his back with a shotgun. Like, I know people that got shot in way, 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 way worse places and nearly died. And they're not legends either. They're just people that got shot. Like, Trump's not a legend because he got shot in his ear and lost a part of his ear. You know people are gonna freaking, oh my god, he's gonna, I just thought of this, he's gonna have like a piece of his ear missing, and people are always going to use it as like, look at that's evidence of a legend, guys. Look at that piece missing. That's a legend. Like, shut up. I'm sorry. That's gonna be annoying. Okay, that's it. Thank you guys so much if you watched all of this, and just remember what you say. There are consequences to your actions, even if it takes a while to get there, even if your action has to be added to somebody else's action, which has to be added to somebody else's action, creates that consequence. Nonetheless, what you do, what you say, it has an impact on the world around you. Not just your world, the entire world around you. So just keep in mind the butterfly effect and think about what you do, what you say. And I even need to do it too. I'm far from perfect on that one. I speak my mind even when my mind wants to say something negative. So yeah, I don't have all my, I do things and I say things that I shouldn't. So I am not perfect in any regard to that. But it is something that I need to make a conscious effort on, and I think other people need to too. So I just wanted to say that. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I need to actually get up. Shitty. I got a lot to do. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Check out the links in the description below. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the bell button. And make sure, I already said subscribe, right? Yeah, subscribe. Okay, so yeah, do all that. That's it. Alright, bye. Oh, wait. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, have a good one. I just have to add this. That could not be any more of a Trump face right there. Like, tell me that is not the most Trump face in the world. Just, why is this guy smiling? What is going on? Awesome. He's just like so happy he's there. Okay, one more. Tell me that's not the most Trump face. It's so funny. I love it. Just question. Why is it in like all of these pictures? Why are they covering his body and not his head? Shouldn't that be like the main priority? Not only was dude already shot, no, he's not even gonna have a piece of his ear missing. Damn. All right, but I mean, I guess at this point the shooter has been shot, but nonetheless, like, just in case there's another person, should you not be covering his face and head? Like, I just don't understand, I guess, why it's like, all right, cover his body. I get it's like it's the bigger area. But I just feel like his head should be covered by more than somebody's palm. No offense, but I'm pretty sure a bullet's gonna go right through that. And we also have all of this exposed, so I just think that's kind of funny that nobody is covering this man's face or head. So I just wanted to point that out.